In an ever-changing world, there's always an abundance of exciting news to share with you, the TBN family. Join us as we take a look at what's happening around the globe, from Christian events, missions, and evangelism, to entertainment, technology, world issues, and more. Watch now and be the first to know.
Welcome to a very special First to Know program. I am Paul Crouch Jr., your host. In fact, we are going to tell you about one of the many television services and ministries that's sponsored by TBN. You know, when TBN first got started about 35 years ago, there was just one programming service and one programming stream. Well, because of technology, digital technology, and some of the new things that are coming, the internet, satellites, and some of these things, we have actually created many programming services for your TBN in many different languages, but one of the most important is to our young people, and it's a network called JCTV, and I've got, are you guys the figureheads to JCTV?
Can we hoot and holler?
Yeah.
I know, I felt like doing that too.
Me too.
And I'll start on my right. Ladies first, Larissa Lam, what do you do with JCTV?
What do I do? That's a great question, Paul. I'm one of the on-air personalities. I interview a lot of the guests. I deal with these. I discipline them all when they get out of hand.
Larissa does a lot of the, this is a ministry, and when you just do whatever you need to do to make anything and everything happen.
And is she kind of like the team mom?
And
Yeah,
she's
we call
the
her
team mom. And
Actually, Nana.
The circus ringmaster.
She like takes down all the notes for all the guests, and she's
call her
very
Nana.
organized. Where Rich and I are real scatterbrained.
She gets the biggest clown nose, is what we like to say.
Good.
Yeah,
Well, and she's probably the smartest of the bunch. But Reva Tooney, what do you...
I'll be
That's
the
actually
funnest,
Brandon's
you be the
role.
smartest.
Yeah,
How's that?
exactly.
The nerd.
What do you do?
I host as well. So I host on Top 3
Okay.
and a variety of other shows we needed. So
And
it's
we're
fun.
actually sitting, what, on the top 3 set?
Yeah, this is the top 3 set that we actually use every week, really, for our show called Top 3, which is sort of like a kind of the youth version of Praise the Lord. We bring on guests, talk about different relevant issues, and then the 4 of us, Brandon really started the show, we interview these guests and kind of talk about them. We bring pastors, everything on.
Okay, Rich Wilkerson Jr.
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Like we're saying, I'm one of the hosts on Top 3 right here at JCTV, and then whatever's needed around JCTV, if we have to go and do anything, speaking on behalf of it, I like to try to do that as much as I can, but we all believe in the vision here
Rich
about
is
it.
kind of the pastor of the show. He kind of does the drive home segment. And then Reba does kind of the comic relief. Kind of the, what are you talking about?
No, I
And
don't.
it's all about me.
It's all about me. You know, that kind of thing.
And your name?
Oh, hey, sir, how are you?
I'm
Nice
good.
to meet you.
Give your father a hug.
What's your name?
To my
so
oldest
stinking.
son, Brandon Crouch, and you've kind of helped start it, and then you disappeared for a while, now you come back.
Quit on us.
Well, the thing is, here's how I like to describe it. I kind of helped start JCTV, and obviously with the vision of Papa, you know, your dad and my grandfather, and and so he really started the entire thing, and I was just fortunate enough to be able to see the vision of the young people and see what they need, and be able to, you know, create shows that are relevant and create shows that make Christ that's relevant to them, you know, and be able to use JCTV as a ministry and as a tool and as a platform that we can take and reach millions of kids that we would never even be able to say hi to, shake hands, or even get them to come to our churches.
Well,
You know, and so that's been the biggest issue, is just being able to be in that platform and be as relevant as possible.
and I think, you know, we all know that media has changed dramatically in the last 35 years. Like I said, when TBN started, it was one channel choice of about 12 on your TV set here in LA. You know, you had VHF and UHF. We were in the UHF spectrum, and actually you got TV wirelessly back then, and you know, a lot of kids don't even realize TV is wireless, but it's very cool. But you know, now with the internet and podcasting and this and your cell phones playing video and tweeting and tweeting. What else is available? It's
There's
Facebook.
Twitter,
Facebook.
MySpace.
Like podcasting is kind of old school now.
Yeah, that's like almost
You know, the thing
like
is,
the vinyls, man.
is media is changing, I think, almost dramatically every year.
Faster than your hairstyles, really.
I think so.
Which is
Exactly.
amazing.
I think so.
Yeah, people are looking for a destination for Christian programming, and that's what we've really tried to become here at JCTV, no matter what the form.
But the cool thing, though, is content is still king. People still, young people still have needs, wants. They have questions about dating or their parents. And they need relevant content. Would you guys agree?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've been able to not only create great content, but make it accessible to the young people in the way that they want to access it. And so we, obviously have the JCTV network, which broadcasts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, over the air, through digital television. But we've also been able to utilize the internet in huge ways. YouTube is still a very viable source of getting media. Even Twitter and Facebook and MySpace and there's like a bajillion of them, but we have, us young people have been able to keep up with the curve, and we've been able to allow kids, if you're out there and you're looking for JCTV content, music videos or sports shows or reality TV shows that are just clean and entertainment, we're out there just as much as anybody else is.
Well, and we're going to show you a little bit of the website, how to get to it. Like you said, YouTube is available.
YouTube's available.
You all have
Facebook and Twitter.
You can find
Twitter.
Brandon on Facebook.
We're trying to get you on
all the time.
Twitter.
Reba's
No way,
not
I'm
on
not doing
Twitter
Twitter.
yet,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
I'm not Twittering either. It's
You can
'cause
track our
We're not
every
on
move.
Twitter.
we're the oldest.
Especially Rich. He's a Twitter addict.
Every
He
2
is a
minutes you
Twitter
get
addict.
updates, and I know there's so many out there that want that and need that. So
When he's
please
eating.
follow. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't Facebook either, not yet, but they're talking me into it. But one of the programs you guys do is Top 3.
Yeah.
In fact, you were here taping today. Let's give you a little more information, and I want to show you this very interesting roll-in about Top 3 and some of the wonderful guests that they've recently had. Take a look. Wow.
Yeah.
Had a lot of
Pretty
people
good-
on.
Pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
Who stands out for you as one of your favorite guests?
Mr. T.
Okay.
He is the nicest guy. And he did our Christmas special recently at Knott's Berry Farm with JCTV. And the guy, I mean, he can talk your ear off, but I mean, the guy just loves the Lord and is so humble. And he was
And
a
loves
lot of
his
fun.
mama.
He loves his mama. He's a mama's boy. That's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does.
What about you?
I like the active sports, so I'd say Christian Hosoi.
The
and
cute
Matt
surfers.
Yeah.
Ruben likes all that a lot.
Cute surfers. Yeah.
For sure.
What about you?
I really liked Brian Head Welch.
You're just talking about
Well, he's a classic, though. I mean, I remember growing up, when I was younger, I used to listen to a lot of the Korn music when I was in the junior high and high school days. But
Now, weren't you going to hell for
yeah,
listening to that?
definitely. And I got
Yeah.
saved, and so there was a
Okay, good.
transformation. But what was so cool is just, I mean, I remember listening to them and what they stood for, and then to see this guy completely change, I'm saying.
Yeah.
This guy, I mean, was in one of the biggest rock groups of all time, and now he's going out sharing his testimony.
Yeah.
Funny guy. We had a lot of funny stories with him, but really, I mean, just a powerful testimony.
Yeah.
So definitely a memorable guest that I really enjoyed interviewing him and talking with him.
I really like Stephen Baldwin a lot.
Yeah, you
actually.
like him,
I
yeah.
really like Stephen Baldwin. He's a great guy, and if you're watching, Stephen, I've talked with him a few times, and
If you're
I
watching.
want to tell you a story real quick because it's kind of
I
funny.
can't see Richie right now.
When you talk to Steven, he's an actor, and so when you get in front of him and you're
I
having
know.
these conversations, he's sitting here like this. Hey, Paul, how are you doing? Da-da-da. And he's sitting here and he's going, he's, hey, Brandon, how are you doing? What's going on? And I'm kind of going, dude, you're like in my personal space here. We're not acting in a movie right now. He's like telling
He's
me
trying to
about-
teach you, 'cause
He's
you're
like,
getting into acting,
it's like,
so.
hey, Rich, how you doing? And it's
it, we
like
get it.
dudes. I'm like two guys.
I know, he does
kind
that.
of thing.
Actually, he does that to me, too.
It's so funny. I just can't get
It's
over
called being
it.
a method actor.
Is
Yes.
Yeah.
I
is.
just remember growing up watching him and
Well,
stuff. So.
he says himself, he's crazy, but he's crazy for the Lord.
Yeah.
And that's
Which is good.
That's a good thing.
Really cool.
Quick letter, really quick. I know
Yeah.
you guys get tons of response.
Yeah.
What's,
And encourage people to write in. I mean,
Okay.
please write us. Go to the JCTV website at jctv.org. We have some great letters. I mean, go for it.
Well, we have one from the Roberts family here, and they said, we recently did away with our direct TV due to financial difficulties, and upon that we bought a digital antenna and discovered your station. Amazing, 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 in caps. And they say, I hope that the Lord continues to bless your station and more faithful viewers and your programming can expand. It would be great to see interviews, concerts, artists. Thank you so much for your station. What a blessing it has been to my family. So that's
Cool.
somebody that's being
Reba?
blessed.
I've got one. Good day, mates. Just a short note to thank you for your faithfulness. He says, I'm a heavy metal loving Australian working in the desert in Turkmenistan. I came across your TV station via satellite days ago when I was feeling pretty far from everyone I love, and especially from the Lord. Wow. There aren't too many Christians here to help build each other up, but I've been so blessed and challenged by your ministry.
Cool.
I mean, it's incredible how we have them from all over the world. I mean,
Absolutely.
I got one right here. This one's from actually Oklahoma, but I mean, we got from Australia, and here's mine from Oklahoma. But really, I mean,
that's in the United
yeah,
States.
Yeah, this one's in the. But I got an email from on my Facebook. Get this, from a girl from Saudi Arabia this past week, where
Wow.
it's a Muslim country, and they go to church twice a week, but they're watching us.
Wow.
Well, and you
it's
know, because of
amazing.
digital technology, wherever TBN goes,
Yeah.
in the digital stream, on the satellites overseas, we're sending JCTV,
all of them.
we're spinning the kids channel, and sending that, so you're going to be being seen around the world.
It's huge. This guy here, he says this from Oklahoma. He goes, thanks to your programs and messages, I have grown stronger in God, which is what we're totally about. Before I started watching JCTV, I thought Jesus had left me and was thinking of giving up on Christianity and on life. I was living a lie. I was angry at everything, but I found out I was really angry at myself. You people taught me not to give up and to forgive myself. Thank you, JCTV, and God bless you. I mean,
That's incredible.
That's why we're doing this.
That's real
I mean,
impact.
that's cool.
If it's just one soul,
Right.
it's literally worth it. You know what I mean? And we get hundreds of thousands of letters, and I have one from Uganda. I just moved from Uganda to the United Kingdom, and I thought I was never going to see TBN again. Well, God showed up, and he showed me more than TBN. JCTV rocks. I am studying here, and I needed something to keep me grounded and also makes the ride fun. Wow. Thank you so much for JCTV.
That is so cool. Well, it makes it all worth it. And if you want more information, like Brandon said, just go to jctv.org. I called it up on my computer right here. Here's the main website. There's all kinds of things that you can look at. There's the schedule on there. Click on Wednesday. There's music videos, TXN, Acquire the Fire. There's Thursday.
If you go to
Monday.
top 3 right up there on the corner,
Yeah,
you can click on it. It's down here, but
yeah, there's all kinds of good information on the website. Just go there. A lot of different links and different things. But you guys were saying, too, you're on YouTube. How do you do that?
you go to youtube.com.
Okay,
and then /JCTV.
Okay.
And it's really easy. What's really cool is we have a lot of our stuff that you don't see on the network on there, which is really fun. For a lot of people that like watching JCTV, you can see a lot of blooper stuff. You can see a lot of outtake stuff.
Wow.
You can see a lot of other shows that we air on JCTV that we may not produce here in California. One of our shows called FM is on there. We have the Reality Cruise with the Cause show on there.
Yes.
And there's just a lot of really fun stuff that we do outside of the network and outside of the stuff that you can see there.
So I just went to it, and obviously YouTube, and you just search even JCTV, and it's going to
stuff will come
call
up.
up hundreds of clips and different things. But then obviously you have just a channel, a JCTV channel, which was what
We
I just
upload
showed
things
you.
all the time.
Very cool. You know what? Let's go to a quick program overview, and it'll just really, not only do we have top 3, but there's some very, very cool programs in addition to top 3. Let's take a look at some of those right now. Dude,
There you go.
I
Lot of
want to
stuff
check
going on,
that
right?
out.
Yeah.
JCTV.
That's cool. You know, a lot of you that are watching right now and watching, obviously, TBN, if you're watching this program, maybe don't even realize that this is one of the other ministries that TBN sponsors. And, you know, we must make and create relevant programming for our young people because, you know, a lot of them would never tune into a guy standing behind a pulpit just preaching.
Without a doubt.
And you guys know that. And I'm even from a different generation from my folks, and every generation merges and changes. But when you support TBN, you are also supporting JCTV, and really the words thank you become inadequate a little bit to know the results. Number one, the lives that we're seeing touched and changed, and that this is just another really programming source and another programming entity that your TBN sponsors and covers. But Larissa, when you get some of your letters and responses, what are young people struggling with today?
I think a lot of them are struggling with, you know, identity. I think they're struggling with a lot of peer pressure, and, you know, I don't know if you know this or a lot of your audience knows this, but over 70% of kids aged 13 to 18 watch MTV. So there's a lot of struggle between the worldview, Christian view, and that's definitely something where there's a lot of confusion with the values of our society.
Are young people, in your opinion, influenced by MTVs? Does it lead people into maybe immorality or some of the things that they kind of propagate?
Absolutely. I think it's funny because never have we been so global, but at the same time, people are really isolated now. People spend a lot of time alone with their media. And so if they're watching, you know, percent of media that's coming from a secular worldview, then that becomes their major source of influence in their life.
And I think the word that you're using that's so key here, and you actually use it first, is this word influence, you know, and influence is always taken back to leadership. And really, at the end of the day, we're all leading somebody, and because we're all influencing someone, are you influencing them in a positive way or a negative way? And what JCTV seeks to do is influence people in a positive way. And as you were saying earlier, you know, from generation to generation, we change. One of my favorite things that Jesus ever said, he's telling that story about how he's getting the banquet prepared, and he says, hey, no one shows up to the banquet. So he says, go out into the highways and the byways and compel people to come into my house so that it might be full. It's interesting because what does he do? He tells us where to go, and he tells us what to do, but he never tells us how to do it. And the how is, well, it always changes. It changes from generation to generation because even though the message stays the same, the method always changes. And so JCTV is constantly trying to figure out ways of how to bring those people into the house, how to make sure that his house is full, how to influence people in a positive way. And you're right, Reba. I mean, hey, I'll sit in my room with my computer, go onto YouTube, do Facebook. I can do everything from this little station right here. I can watch JCTV, I can check my mail, I can talk to everyone, I can Twitter, you know?
Yeah.
But the question is, who's influencing me and what voices am I listening to? And hopefully JCTV is putting a voice out there. And that's why it is crucial right now that people that support TBN, that you understand that when you're supporting TBN, you're supporting the next generation and the way that we're doing it, this new method. And we need your help. There's just no getting around it. We're so thankful for it, but we totally need you to keep reaching not just the kids in America, but the kids and the youth and the young adults of the world.
And, you know, they say even economically, when America sneezes, the world catches a cold. But even the other countries do, and young people from other countries do you look to American culture in the rock stars and the sports stars and that on television stars, and they are looking to America to kind of, you know, guide them, and we want to give them a positive influence and something positive. What's your take on that? What do you see kids struggling with?
Well, I mean, I definitely see, you know, 13 to 18-year-old kids are just lost, and in my personal opinion, I think God has just become uncool. You know, they've been influenced by the world so much that God has kind of taken the back seat to being cool. And so for us, it's so important. I mean, the old way of saying it is we're taking back the airwaves. You know, Papa used to say that we're taking back the airwaves. Well, I mean, guess what, guys? We are taking back the internet. We're taking back media in general. We're taking it back, and we're literally making Christ cool again. You know, making Christ something that people can experience, something that they can, you know, have a tangible relationship with. You know, and we're doing it through avenues that, you know, every other worldly whoever so-and-so is doing the same way. We're just doing it, you know, with a positive message. message that Jesus is real, he saves, and he guides you. And I think a big issue for us, and something that I've really been huge on, is making God not a choice, but your lifestyle.
Right.
You know, if you can make God your lifestyle, you don't have to wake up every morning and make him a choice.
Right.
You know, so some days, you know, for us, you know, we need to make him a lifestyle so he's not a choice, so he's not taking the back seat for that day. You know what I'm saying?
And I've said this many times, the message of the gospel doesn't change, but the way we present it and what it's kind of packaged in, it's okay to change in many ways. But you're kind of the little pastoral leader here. We've actually got a few minutes, and I know you kind of keep little spiritual nuggets.
He has many nuggets
Tucked away, but just take a couple minutes.
Definitely.
You have to look at the floating camera, by the way, so it's going to float around.
I can't follow this. You know, once again, I mean, we have to look at the life of Jesus. And you know, one of my favorite stories is found in Mark chapter 2, and it's this story where these men, they've got this guy who's lame, he's paralyzed. And Jesus is in this room and he's teaching, man. He's just teaching, he's teaching. But guess what? When Jesus went to places, man, a crowd always followed. There was no doubt about it. People were going to follow Jesus where he went. So these guys, they come in with their friend and he's paralyzed and they go, oh man, what are we going to do? We can't get our friend to Jesus. We want to give him to Jesus, but we can't. The crowd's too big. So these guys go up to the top of this place where they're at, and they open up the roof, the Bible says, and they lower this man down in the middle of Jesus' teaching. In fact, the Bible tells us that there's people around, Pharisees, religious folks, and they start making fun and going, what are these guys doing? This is crazy. But as the man gets all the way down to Jesus, Jesus sees it and says, because of your faith, you're healed. You know, at the end of the day, and I love that story because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do here at JCTV is we're trying to get people to Jesus. And really, we're going to do whatever it takes to get people to Jesus. If the crowd's too big, if there's too much going on, man, we're going to open up the roof, we're going to drop him down, and we're going to say, hey, Jesus, what can you do with this guy? And guess what? As we do that, there's going to be naysayers. There's going to be people looking at us going, that's not right. I don't like how you're doing that using TV or whatever they're saying. But what we know is if we can get people to Jesus, Jesus will do the rest. And so at JCTV, it's become part of who we are, that whatever it takes, man, whatever kind of program we got to find, we're going to figure out what it takes to get people to Jesus. Because when we get to Jesus, the Bible tells us, man, that he is everything that we need. We know that today, whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're struggling, man, Jesus says, come unto me, all you who are weary and heavy burdened. I'm going to give you rest, man. Take my yoke upon you. Because, hey, it's not heavy. My burden's light. So wherever you're at today, whatever you're going through today, man, if you can get to Jesus, man, he will make all the difference for you.
Good word.
That's a very good word.
You got any other letters or any responses or anything from the viewers?
I just want to give a shout out to Maya, who's out in Papua New Guinea, because she has been Facebooking me all the time, and she watches TBN with her family as well as JCTV. I do have a letter from Will. It says, I just want to thank you for helping me through my hard times. Your TV shows have helped me so much. I am 13 and a big Jesus freak. I am just so blessed by your station and will always be a supporter of your shows. I love your music videos. Thanks, Will.
The one great thing about this age and kind of our generation is everything is so tangible.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, now it's, you know, you're not just, it's a two-way street. You know, media has kind of turned into this two-way street, and so we're seeing a lot of kids who are doing Facebook, who are doing Twitters because they want it to be tangible. And what's awesome is people are writing us these amazing letters, and we're able to literally counsel people one-on-one through these amazing, you know, technologies and websites.
That's
and
one of the
internet
ways I think media's changed, because television, again, 35 years ago was a one-way street.
Right.
It went into your home and that was it. Now it's becoming a two-way medium. And you do Facebook?
Yes, I do. I do Facebook.
Now, what was the other one? MySpace?
MySpace.
Do you do that one?
No. Yeah, I have a MySpace and I have a Facebook.
MySpace is kind of going by the wayside, though, in my personal opinion.
It is for some.
But you don't tweet.
I'm not. I don't get on Twitter.
She
I'm
will
not on Twitter.
eventually.
But I feel like I'm
Probably
out
after your
there.
day,
I feel like anybody who's looking for me can pretty much find me. So I'm pretty accessible.
Good and bad.
I have a letter from a Brazilian who says he lives in Rio de Janeiro. He says, I love the program and the website. The gospel clips are so amazing. God bless your TV channel, Marcelo. Now, what I heard the other day on one of the news affiliates was that, and this was great because they were actually covering Christianity on a secular news station.
I think I heard that.
And they said that a lot of people in some countries that have been isolated for many years, Christianity's coming in and it's so progressive and modern. And it's actually, people are grabbing a hold of it because it is so progressive for them. Now for us, we've lived in a Christian nation so long that sometimes we start to think that it's not progressive. But in reality, you know, loving everyone and the concepts that Jesus brought us are very progressive.
Oh, my dad found that, and I was with him in China. The Chinese are just, their eyes are opening up to the teachings of Christ, and they're going, this is amazing, because they hadn't been exposed to it their whole life. Quick letter, very quickly.
Yeah, I got one from Arizona, from Chandler. I'm very happy that on Saturday nights, for those, sometimes on Saturday nights we air a lot of JCTV stuff. TBN broadcast JCTV program. I faithfully watch JCTV over the internet throughout the week, but I really enjoyed seeing it on actual TV, so thanks. I love the youth programming. It's not so complicated. I don't have to strive to understand what the preachers are talking about. That's because Brandon and I are talking most of the time. So we ourselves, just, we'll be honest.
You know, Jesus really loves you, and you should kind of believe in him. He's a cool dude. Check him out, you know.
The youth
Jesus
programming
wept.
ministers to the right, where I'm at, thanks so much, and God bless you. Heather Chandler is her name.
Good.
Very
awesome.
Well, spread the word. I know, you know, through tweeting and twittering and Facebooking and all this other stuff.
We're getting you on Twitter after this.
I don't tweet.
You can follow Paul Crouch Jr.
Oh, no, don't say
No,
that.
not yet. I want to hide. But you can go to 866-WANT-JCTV is one way. Go to the website. Send emails. You can actually sign up for e-blasts on the website now. Now that I do understand.
We need people to call their cable companies to request
That's
the
correct.
channel.
And I've got a roll in just a second that's going to kind of explain the digital transition that we're going through, and you're on all the digital stations. So if you get a TV with a digital tuner and you're under the pattern of TBN, you can get JCTV there too. Cool. But really, for your generation, I think the web and the computer would be one of the primary ways. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, for sure.
And just go to the website. There's all kinds of cool things like I showed.
You can watch JCT on
you can
YouTube from your
click
iPhone.
on station.
There's a little link right there for stations. You can click there, and it brings up a little PDF file.
Okay.
And it will give you a list of stations that you can see. If you're in that area, you can get JCTV free over the air.
Okay.
But just go to the website, jctv.org, and you can watch us online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Go to YouTube. We have a lot of really fun stuff there.
All right. Bless you guys.
Bless you.
Thank you.
All right.
Sir.
Keep up the
Appreciate
good
it.
work.
Thanks, Dad.
We're going out again with this very special spot that'll show you how to get JCTV. But in the meantime, pray for these young people. Amen.
By now, you've heard that Antenna TV is going all digital, and the nationwide switch to digital TV has moved to a new date, June 12th. But you don't have to wait until June 12th to enjoy free digital TV. Upgrade your Antenna TV with a converter box or buy a new digital set. Use the right antenna and start enjoying free digital television now. Visit dtvanswers.com or call 888-CALL-FCC to learn more about the June 12th switch to digital TV.